Okay, so I've got this Guild T-Bird with Lollar Imperials. This is a high wind bridge and a regular wind neck. I've got it plugged directly into the Mocadlo dual voice lead. Not using the effects loop at this point. Going to check that out later. But we're going to be checking out voice 1 and voice 2, which is basically their channel 1 and channel 2. So on voice 1, you have rhythm 2 and rhythm 1. Rhythm 2, it makes voice 1 basically just like voice 2 with a lot less gain. So voice 1 just has less gain than voice 2, pretty common for this type of amp. If you go to rhythm 1, that setting, it doesn't affect voice 2, but on voice 1, it just makes voice 1 have a lot less gain, a lot more headroom. And actually, when you get it up to like a decent clean sound, it has a little bit more sag and just a little bit more of a spongy feel, kind of like a 6v6 tube amp. All right, so let's dig into voice 1, some of the cleaner sounds on this amp. Let's see where we are right now. Right, so let's see how much this actually has. There's 8. And then back to, 5-ish. It's got a really nice, just natural breakup. Let's bring up the master a little bit. Then back it down to, 3.5. Just nice rock and roll tones if you go to middle position. Really nice jangle. Then back down to about 2.5. Go back to the bridge. So a lot of usable space on the gain. And let's bring up the master there. Right, so all the way down at 1. Really great channel 1 on this. Now let's bring it over to rhythm 1. So right away, if we're down here on rhythm 1, it's like gone, but just crank it. Maybe a little less. And then over to voice 2. Right now we are at, let's take it at like 2.5 on the gain. Right, so a lot more gain there already. If we take it down, I'll just show you like, usually a little bit above 1 is where it starts to get usable here. Right, now if we take it back up to 2, 2.5. Let's take it up to 4. Maybe 6. And maybe like 8, around there. All the way up. All right, so the next thing I want to do is just go through some of the EQ settings for you. Let's take bass first. And then next, let's keep the bass kind of around there, and let's go for middle. So all the way out. 1.5, 2. 4. 6. Get a lot of really nice punch. I love the mid-range on this amp. All the way up. Treble, let's start at 0. Maybe 2.5. Four and a half. 6. Presence. Around 2. I think the sweet spot for the presence is usually around 2 and 4. So that's basically the EQ on this. And again, the thing that I really love about the EQ on this is that it's just a gentle sculpt for each frequency range. It's not, I don't know, Fender EQ sometimes, as great as it is, it's so drastic. I don't feel like this is super drastic. It gets you like out of the picture with bass and treble and stuff and mid. But then as you bring it up, there's so much usable level. So yeah, great EQ on this. Okay, this is channel 1, rhythm 1. It's that more saggy setting, going straight into the amp. All right, just a quick demo of the effects loop on this. I'm running a Universal Audio Delverb. It has delay and reverb on it. And there is a 4 dB boost switch on the effects loop. I'll just demo that at the end after I get some basic tones here. So this is neck pickup. That's the dry signal on channel 1. Here's some reverb. Give it a little more. Kick back the reverb a little bit. Let's do some delay on top. And let's just demo that with a little bit of distortion on channel 2, bridge pickup. A little more reverb. Let's do a little bit of a hall verb. Go a little more subtle. So, yeah. Effects loop is great on this thing. It's nice and clean. And let's check out that 4 dB boost on the effects loop. So I think this pedal seems to work better with the non-boost, but if you go to the clean, go back to like a neck sound, and back to the spring. It just drives it more. Kind of cool, but you can tailor your to whatever effects you're using. You can tailor your send to that to match what it needs. So yeah, great sounding effects loop.